Hi, I'm Michael LaFosse from the Origami studio. This project is our rose for Irene, named for Richard Alexander's mother, Irene Alexander. Later, you can learn how to fold the calyx, which cleverly snaps into the back of the rose. Here you can see one that we've put on stem with florist wire and florist tape, and I used some of our petal modules out of green paper for leaves. You don't have to use them for flower petals. They make great leaves as well. This rose uses a single sheet of square paper, and if you're using origami paper, begin with the colored side up. Fold in half edge to edge and open. Rotate the paper 90 degrees. Fold in half edge to edge the other way and open. Now, one at a time, we're going to take each of the edges of the square and fold them so that they meet a horizontal center crease. We can do two opposite ones, unfold them, rotate the paper, and get the other two opposite edges to meet. Because this is a video, you may pause and replay any part of the lesson. This is a more complex model. Don't feel you have to keep up with the video. You should learn this model in bits and pieces. Okay, so we open the paper up and we have a 16 square grid of valley creases on the colored side. Turn the paper over to the other side. Here's the center where the creases cross. One at a time. Let's go ahead and fold each of the corners to meet. Always rotate the paper 1/4 turn so that you can give yourself a brand new corner to fold up to the center. It's more comfortable. It's also easier for you to keep an eye on what you're doing. In origami, this is called a blintz fold. There we have it. Unfold the four corners. Flatten everything out a little bit. And let's fold in half diagonally, corner to corner. Unfold. Rotate 90 degrees and fold in half diagonally the other way. What we're setting up at these last two folds is to be able to make what's called a water bomb base. So you're going to take these axial folds here that go to the corners. You're going to use them to fold the paper corners in half while the middle of the edges meet at the center. And you have this four-pointed star shape, which you're going to flatten out, two corners on the right, two corners on the left. Here's a horizontal valley crease. Let's bring that bottom edge in the middle up to the top, flatten the left half down like this. The creases are there to do this, so all you have to do is flatten it. And then push the right half so the corner ends up like this. Left down, right up. Turn the paper over left to right so we can work on the other side. There's the horizontal crease, which lets you bring the middle of the bottom edge up. Left half flatten down, right half flatten upward. So now we have a simple square area, but it's complex because of all the layering. These are going to become shaped into the petals, and here's how we're going to begin to do that. Find the diagonal crease of this upper right square area and valley fold along that crease to bring this triangle flap down. This is going to become a petal, so we want to reveal it again. I'm going to do it at an angle like this. Notice that I'm forming a crease that hits the bottom corner over here at the right, but I have a little bit of a stair-step thing going at the top. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go to the opposite corner diagonally, this bottom left one. There's the valley crease. We're simply folding this little square area diagonally in half along that crease. We need to reveal the petal, so bring some of it out. Notice that my fold hits this corner, but it makes this little stair-step thing here. So we've got 2 on the front. Turn the paper over and let's get the other 2 on the back. Here they are. The top one, valley fold, and then reveal with another valley fold outward. And then the bottom left, valley fold, and reveal out like this. So notice the little stair step here at the top and at the bottom, and the sides look like that. Now we're going to turn pages. Go to the right page, turn it over to the left. So you have a nice big square area. Turn the paper over right to left, so we're on the other side, and we're going to turn 1 page from the right over to the left. We're trying to equalize the layering. Our job is to get into this square area here. We're going to fold this square area in half. We're going to do it by bringing the bottom right edge of the square all the way up to match the top left edge of the square. Fold, bring it down. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Here's our square. Take the bottom right edge up to the top left edge. And down. We've got to do the same thing inside, but to get to that we have to move some layers a certain way. Let's take this bottom corner, bring it up to the top. Flip the paper over to the other side. Bottom corner goes up to the top. This is a very important step not to skip. Turn 1 page from right to left and bring this down. This is our new square. Let's get the other one ready while we're at it. Turn over from right to left and turn the page from right to left. Bring this flap down. Okay, here's our square. It's the same thing. Bottom right edge moves up to the top left. And we're going to leave it there. While we're here, let's take this square corner, which is part of a triangle flap, and flip the triangle flap over from right to left. So we've been doing a lot of page turning. It always goes from right to left. You could start from left to right, but if you do, you got to do it that way all the way through. Turn the paper over to the other side. Here's our square area. We must do this step first. Bottom right edge to top left. This time we're going to leave it there. Here's the square corner of a triangle flap. We turn the page from right to left. Flatten it out. Now this is set up so that when we open it, we're going to get all the petals just where we need them. So here's how we open this thing up. We're going to go ahead and pull open these 4 areas and look to see the shape of some kind of a pinwheel in the middle. And you want to make this fairly symmetrical, radially speaking. Look at the underside. Make sure that all of these triangle flaps are all pointing in a counterclockwise direction like this. These slots are going to be the receptors for the little tabs that you can find on the calyx that you can make to attach right to the bottom of this. So this is the bottom of the flower. Here's the top center of our rose. I want you to take another good look at the way this is organized. It's like a very complicated pinwheel. We're going to sink the center. To do that, grab 2 opposite wings of the center, pull slightly while you push the top point down. Change your grip to the next set and do the same thing. What you're trying to do is open up a little square area in the middle that will let you push the middle point in. like this. And then you can go ahead now and just squeeze this bit closed. What this does is give you a little bit more shaping ability for your petals. Go ahead and square these little corners up. And this is the top view. Actually, by itself, it's pretty interesting as a geometric flower. But to make it much more graceful, the shape of a rose blossom, you're going to do some curling of corners. A tool like this, a Japanese-style chopstick, is very good. A pencil will do fine. And it's up to you. Just find every flap and corner that you can curl and go at it. It doesn't take long. And you can do the curling as much or as little as you like. Different materials, such as paper-backed foils or thicker papers that you could moisten slightly with water, curl, shape, and wet, will actually give you dramatic shapeability. You can get nice big curls that will stay quite a long time. With dry folding, as we're doing right here, you can get the effect quickly and easily. And it's a good way to learn how to do what you're doing in this part of the project. And then don't forget these here. You can curl these straight over like this, which is nice and simple, or just fold them. You see what I've done here? It's made just a little petal in the center. Once you start one bending one way, you want them all to head in the same direction around the center, like that. And so we have this simple version of the flower. If you want to get really fancy, you can actually put this nice scooping curve like that. See what I've done here? I've pushed in, flatten, and scoop. And you can see the difference between those two. If you do the scooping method, you'll get this style of center in your rose. And look at how nicely curved these are. And once again, the nice calyx, which I hope you'll learn to make. And it attaches without any glue quite solidly to the underside of your rose blossom. I hope you've enjoyed the project. If you'd like to make a rose that's more elaborate than this, it's easy to do. You would need a larger piece of paper that's colored the same on both sides. Fold to make crossing diagonal creases, and then fold each of the four corners in to meet at the center. This is called a blintz fold. Leave these folded corners on the outside as you go. You'll have more layers, and you'll be able to make this version of a rose for Irene. It has so many more beautiful petals. Here's the basic rose for Irene, and this is the blintzed version. Try it and make them for some friends and loved ones.